How do you handle being criticized? Would you like to learn some tips that may be handling it better? I'm Reverend Dr. Brent Hawks. I was a senior pastor for 40 years, and now I'm the executive director of Rainbow Faith and Freedom. When I receive nasty emails or nasty letters, I try always to ask myself, God, is there something here that I need to learn? And I try not to dismiss the content because of the nastiness. And if there is nothing to learn, let it go and move on. For me, I especially pay more attention when I'm criticized and there is some synchronicity in terms of I'm hearing the same thing from a variety of people, or when there's some patterns that result in my life that I really need to listen to what's being shared. If the criticism is valid, we need to own it and make changes and be quick to say that we're sorry. And we need to make sure that prolonged guilt for a mistake we've made does not last, because guilt prolonged does damage. Dr. Wayne Dyer said this: "Know that no one is capable of making you upset without your consent." Now, on one end of the spectrum, there's getting really, really upset at some criticism. And we all know some people at the other end of the spectrum who just dismiss it and pay no attention to the content at all. And we need to be somewhere in between, that we listen to see if there's something for us to learn, that we don't get upset and we don't just dismiss it. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "What other people think of me is none of my business." So when you're getting upset about what other people think of you, remember that's their thing. It's not your thing. And a quote from the Bible: "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." So in dealing with unfair criticism, ask yourself, what is a good response? What's a healthy response? And not get caught up in being as hurtful in our response as the criticism may be to us. These kinds of criticism apply in dealing with criticism in our personal lives, but also in our lives as activists. As activists, there's a particular danger of being too dismissive of criticism or being too devastated by criticism. Activism is a tough business, and there is horizontal violence when we hurt each other. So it's very important to maintain our activism by dealing with criticism in a healthier way. Now, sometimes when the criticism really isn't valid, there's an additional thing for us to learn. So whether it's a fact, appropriate criticism, or whether it's someone's incorrect impression, the result's the same. We need to change if it's a fact, and we need to change the impression if it's incorrect. Herman Melville authored several best-selling sea adventures, and then he opened up his soul in writing Moby-Dick. It was one of the greatest novels of all time. And he was so devastated by the criticism. He was publicly ridiculed and dismissed at the time for Moby-Dick. And it so hurt him that at the age of 32, he virtually stopped writing for nearly 40 years. He gave up his voice because of the criticism. We cannot let the opinions of others or their criticisms silence us. I hope you found this video helpful. Please share it with your friends and family, others, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you click on the little bell button beside the subscribe button, then you'll be able to get a notice whenever we post a new video. Thank you.